Brandon.
Yeah.
How are you, bro? Oh my
Good,
God.
good to see you, brother. How are you?
Fine, fine. I'm so happy to be here. That's crazy. That we, after 17, 16 years, maybe.
Yeah, it has been, man, but it's good to see you, man. You look great.
You look great too. And you have
Trying, man.
hair. You have hair now.
Yo,
Before you were
yeah.
bald.
Yeah, man. I grew up my hair. And then you
Good.
look, tell me how have you been, man? You're in, where are you in France?
I live in Paris now.
Do you really?
Yeah, I live in Paris since 10 years because when we met each other, I was in Bordeaux.
Okay. And
So it's in
where?
the south, Bordeaux. It's southwest of France. It's like close to Spain.
Okay.
And do you know me well? It's okay. The
Yeah, you
microphone,
sound good.
everything. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I moved to Paris 10 years ago, and really, it's amazing, amazing city. It's not like France, definitely. Something
Okay.
else. Yeah, really. And you,
Oh, that's
what about you? Now you're not in LA anymore.
no, so I'm still in LA partially, but I split a lot of time in New York and then on the East Coast. Trying to be more in New York now because I actually want to move to New York just because like LA the business has changed a lot. It's not LA's not what it used to be. Not that I don't. I mean, I still love it, but it's just a
Really?
lot different. Yeah, man. It's
Okay.
when we were there, it was like awesome, but it's changed a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Really, it's very good minds for me. It
And
was
then
crazy.
Sebastian,
Yeah.
what? Why were you there at the time? What brought you to the States at the time when you were there that summer?
That's a good question. That's a very good
Oh, you don't
question.
know?
No, no, I know it, I know it. I think sometimes in your life, I think it was in 2009 actually.
Yeah,
So yeah, 16 years ago.
yeah,
I was in France, I was in Bordeaux with my family, with friends, and everything. I had a job, and I don't know why, but sometimes, you had the impression that everything was going well for other people, moving fast and everything,
yeah,
and that I wasn't making any progress in my life. I looked like that, like I was a little bit stuck,
yeah,
but everything was moving around. So I decided for the first time in my life to, like in a remote controller, to
yeah,
press the pause button.
yeah,
But when you say, okay, pause button, but the world is continuing to move, so where I should go?
yeah.
And I thought maybe I have to go abroad,
Hmm.
where nobody speak my language. It's not my culture. Very far away from France, from
Yeah,
Europe, from everything. So I say, okay, and everybody in the world know US.
yeah,
Everybody talking about US. Everybody watch movie, listen to music, your TV show, and so on. So, and everybody speaking about US in a good way, in a bad way.
yeah,
So I say, okay, yeah, maybe I should go and see
yeah.
by myself what is it
Hmm.
really, because it's okay when somebody say, oh, US people or American people, they like that. I say, okay, have you ever been to US? No, never, but I heard something. I say, okay, that doesn't matter. So I
Yeah,
will go. So I decide in maybe 1 week. I say, okay, take a plane ticket, take like 3 months off of my
yeah,
job, unpaid.
yeah,
We haven't 3 months in
yeah,
in France. I know there is a kind of cliche about holidays
yeah,
in France, but no, it's not 3 months.
yeah,
So I take an unpaid leave and take my luggage alone, and say, okay, let's go. And just I book one night in a hotel
yeah,
in LA. And so why LA? It's also a
yeah.
question because a lot of people can go to New York or because in my opinion, in my view, New York was a little bit Europe to me.
Hmm.
Like
Okay, really?
yeah, yeah, because it's everybody go to New York. I mean, it will be a lot of French people, and in my challenge, it was like
Yeah,
nobody, no French language, nothing.
yeah.
So I say, okay, LA, and LA is really, really far away from France. It's like 13 hours traveling.
Oh wow.
So I say, okay, just take one night hotel because I was speaking to myself. So if you take like 3 months
Yeah,
uh, night in a hotel, first of all, you will stay in your hotel and doing
yeah.
nothing. So you have to challenge yourself and go and meet people
Oh,
and be with American, like a true
yeah.
the real life of American people.
Absolutely.
But the problem is, in your country, when you want to go to US,
Yeah.
it's maximum if you have a tourist visa. it's maximum 90 days,
Oh
and
wow.
you have to write where the address where you live.
Yeah.
But I didn't know where I'm gonna live,
Yeah. Ooh.
so I just put the name of the hotel
Yeah.
in
The
the paper in
box.
the in the document. So I arrived in LA, and really it's a strange experience when you
Mhm.
are in a plane, 13 hours going where you know nobody. You have
Yeah.
just one night hotel, and nobody's waiting for you in the airport.
Yeah.
So, but I said, okay, that's what. So you're a bit scared in the plane, and you say, oh, maybe I'm doing something bad. Okay, but that's the experience.
Yeah.
So I land in LAX, took a taxi, go to this hotel, and say, okay, now what am I
Yeah.
gonna
What's
do now?
next?
Yeah, what was next? Nothing.
Yeah.
And I remember because I was a little bit organized. So I remember that at that time, so 2009,
Yeah.
Facebook. I checked on this Facebook group for roommates in LA,
Yeah.
and so I found you
Oh,
because
awesome.
we were talking. Yeah, we were talking this way. So and maybe so it was you and maybe two other guys for
Okay.
roommates in LA in this area because I heard that we were in Westwood,
With
so
yeah.
Westwood, Bel Air, Beverly Hills, this type of area quite safe for us. So I said okay and nice.
Yeah.
So I said okay, and so I go to this hotel. So it was like 3 p.m. at the hotel. I said
Yeah.
okay, now tomorrow 9 a.m. I'm gonna live on street. So
Yeah. Oh wow.
I have to do something. So it pushed myself really hard. I
Yeah.
was 23 years old. I pushed myself very hard, and so I remember you were I think the first American I met.
Okay.
Yeah, really. And you came with your car. So I see this big boy in the
Yeah.
car, white car, come to me. He say, "Hey, Seb." I say, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
was on the other side of the street." "Hey, Seb, come." So,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, we go. Go. And so we go to your accommodation. Really nice accommodation with a
Yeah.
pool. Was very nice in Westwood. And I enter in the basement in the living
Yeah.
room. And I remember one thing because after you, I had two other visits. I remember one thing when I entered on it, the sofa was broken,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and you fix the sofa with a barrel of beer. I said,
Yeah.
okay, I will stay here
Yeah.
because those guys are very smart. So we stay here.
Yeah.
So that was my decision. And I called the other two guys. I said, okay, I cancel. I found already my roommates.
Yeah.
So it starts this way,
No,
actually.
that's
So that's a
awesome.
long story.
No, 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 no. That's exactly what I want to hear. Well, Seb, I'm glad you I know I'm first off, you were such an awesome roommate. I used to I appreciate your story because like that shows the amount of courage that you had to come to a country that you said you had been to America before, you hadn't been to America before.
Never. First
Wow.
time.
So it's
And
your
first time outside Europe, I think.
man,
Yeah.
like that Sebastian, that's to me, that's amazing. That takes so much courage. Cause I never like going to Europe, I would be scared, you know,
No.
like
No, no. Don't be
yeah,
scared.
but for you to do that at that time and then like just trust it, and then I said like my parents raised me really well, so to just take that risk, I love that you did that because that takes a lot of courage. A lot of people are afraid to go outside of their comfort zone.
Yeah, it's true. And I was too. And but now and since this day, 2009,
Yeah,
really, I think I'm not afraid of everything because even unknown people, even if you go somewhere, doesn't care
yeah,
really. And you can't be afraid because you speak English. That's a very strong skills when you go
yeah,
abroad. Because when you don't just speak your language, for example, if I don't speak French, for
yeah,
example, no English, what am I going to do in US? I can't even speak with a roommate with nothing.
yeah,
So American people don't be afraid. First of all, because a lot of people in the world like you.
yeah,
Maybe don't listen what people say. You're not in politics or so on. You are human.
yeah,
You are American. So go. But yeah, I was exactly what you said. I was scared, and I don't know if I can do it. But if you never did it, you never know if you can do it.
amen,
So
amen,
try. So try,
absolutely,
and no risk. And even if I didn't find a roommate, I will go to LAX, go back
yeah,
to France, and that's all.
yeah,
No risk. That's all.
absolutely. No,
Yeah,
you're right,
so
man.
do it. Yeah, do it. And I met great people. You, Brandon,
And then
really.
oh, thanks,
Yeah,
brother. Sebastian,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
always thought about you. You were absolutely amazing friend and roommate. And I love how like the minute I finally found you again, I was like, hey Sebastian, you want to come on? You're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, we were this way. Yeah, I'm very positive people first, and
Yeah.
second, I have nothing to do. So when you
Yeah.
say, okay, can we go there? So, yeah, I'm free.
Yeah.
Anytime, I'm free.
Why not?
And I remember when maybe it's a little bit private job, but I
No, go
remember
ahead.
when you came first time, you came into my room like a little room. You came into my room just almost naked, just underwear, and
Oh
you and
yeah.
you told me, do you want to play rugby?
Yeah.
So I saw this mountain of muscles coming to my room with an underwear. I say, do you want to play rugby? I'm gonna be drum, you're gonna be guitar. I say,
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, good plan. Sounds good.
Dude,
Do
that
it.
was awesome. Yeah, we had our
Yeah.
song like monkey, 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 whatever. You know,
Oh
so I
yeah,
said it. But
yeah, yeah,
dude,
yeah,
I still have that picture, Sebastian.
yeah. I sent you a picture
Oh yeah,
of two of us.
yeah. Dude,
You
that was
playing guitar and you were
on the
drums.
drums.
Yeah.
Man, that was awesome. Like I miss those times. Like that was such a fun time in my life. And then
Mhm.
like Mac was there too. I still talk to Mac.
Ah, yeah. I saw you as a podcast too.
Oh, does he? Yeah, yeah, he does. He does. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he's doing really well, and I'm happy for him. So I see him every once in a while, but I'm
Good.
happy for him too. And then yeah, things are going, man. I had to ask you, Sebastian, what was it like? Well, you guys launched a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
it looks awesome.
So three of us free on the podcast now. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
tell me about that, Sebastian, because a lot of it's in French, but I just it looks
Ah, it's
awesome.
only in French. It's
Okay,
only in French. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine.
Yeah, it's a podcast. I think I decided during the pandemic crisis because it's a podcast where me and two of my friends are going into bars
Yeah.
and chat with strangers.
Oh,
So
really?
we are three of us with all kinds of radio equipment, microphone, headphones, recording devices, camera.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things in the bar, and we leave a microphone free,
Okay.
and people often come up to ask to us and ask, "Hey guys, what are you doing? What all this setup?"
Yeah.
And I say, "Okay, sit down and we'll talk about it." And and we try to get the job with few questions. We have like policemen, this type of question.
Yeah.
And after this type of question, we ask what time do you wake up on morning, how you go to job, and after we say, okay, I think this guy is a doctor. The other one say, oh no, I
Ooh.
think this guy is a singer. I'll say,
Yeah.
okay. And after the unknown guy say, okay, I'm doing this for living, and we have a lot of like anecdotes, like little
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
The new episode just came out on I think 2 or 3 days, and we met a guy playing guitar, and it was like working for TV show, like real TV show. So he's cutting like
Editing.
yeah, editing, yeah,
Yeah.
editing, but in live when there is no some scenes that people can't see. So
Yeah.
he was telling this type of things. We had also a singer. We have a nurse, doctors. We had a lot of different profile, because what is interesting in a bar, you don't go into a bar just to drink a beer, because
Yeah.
drink a beer. I mean, in France, it's like $10. I mean,
Oh yeah. Expensive.
the same beer you have in your fridge for $1. So
Yeah.
what's the point to go somewhere where you can sit down and pay 10 times the price?
Yeah.
You are going out just because you want to meet people, like
Yeah.
I did
Absolutely.
for LA. So during the pandemic, everybody was, a little bit sad, and just because the restaurant and bar were closed, also for the reason, but also for that because we can't meet each other.
Yeah.
So I decided to do this podcast, and it's working well. And people, the unknown interview, people say that's a great experience because they're speaking about them. And every time, the first time they said, okay, there is a microphone, there is a headphone, but my life is not special. I have nothing to tell.
Yeah.
But minute by minute, they are
Yep.
telling very, very amazing story.
Yeah.
So it's unknown people who can be new by their story. I can,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can sum up like that. That's one podcast, and I have another one.
What's the other one?
Uh,
What's that one's called too, Sebastian? Will you say the name of your podcast so people can hear it?
it's in French.
Okay.
It's called En terrasse inconnue. That means almost. I know a terrace is a table outside,
Okay.
and inconnu that means unknown. So almost that means a drink with unknown people. We
Okay.
can say that. We can say that. Yeah.
I love it.
So it's audio. So it's on Spotify, Deezer, Apple Podcasts, and
Okay.
everywhere. And now it's also, since the last episode, it's also filmed because it's working very well to be filmed, the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's filmed. It's also on YouTube. So yeah, you
Oh,
can all of you guys. I think maybe now with YouTube, maybe can automatically subtitle into English to French. I
yeah.
don't know, but
Yeah, it
maybe
does.
can try. Or if you can't understand, just have to learn French, and after you can
Yeah.
listen my podcast. That's a big effort. Yeah.
Yeah. Sebastian, I loved it. First off, I love it because I actually saw it. I was so entertained just watching it, even though I couldn't understand the French part of it. I was entertained because I thought that was amazing what you guys did. But one thing that you said that I appreciate you saying is how people come on and they feel like their story is not interesting, right? Every guest we've had on, or just like you, every guest you've had on, you don't have to wow people with your story. But when people get a chance to start talking, you realize, yeah, you are interesting. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
it's don't
Exactly.
put a so many people, at least here in well, we have people from all over the world, but so many people think, oh, my story's not interesting. No, you yourself are interesting.
Exactly.
You don't have to be like Forrest Gump or something like that. So I'm glad you mentioned that because
Yeah.
that's something that I've been seeing. So I know that and you're seeing it too.
Yeah. And it's also my job because finally in this podcast, like you now, you are an interviewer. Is it like a journalist?
Yeah.
It is your job to find the interesting topic subject on this person. So sometimes I have to edit some unknown people
Yeah.
because for this podcast we are in about during 4 hours. So we are recording during 4 hours, and
Oh,
believe me,
wow.
that's quite
That's a lot.
physical. That's quite physical because you can see beers and beers and beers, and you have to
Yeah.
maintain the show. And 4 hours, it's a lot because you have to be concentrate and focus on this guy, where I can go to find something interesting for the podcast and so on. And sometimes editing I have to cut because I can't recording a 4 hours podcast and send it to YouTube, because 4 hours nobody will listen that.
Yeah.
And some people say, "Oh, you edit my interview." I say, "Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not because of you. It's because of me. I was not enough good to ask you the right question,
Yeah.
and I didn't find the thing. And I did it with another one, and that one, was okay. So don't believe you're not interesting, because believe me, now after 10 episodes, there's a lot of people that are interesting.
Yeah.
And just speak about your life, and everything will happen. And also this podcast happened because I used to, and I think since LA, actually,
Yeah.
I used to, when I go in the bar, speak with strangers every
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I finish in a house somewhere with
Yeah.
friends, and discover people and friends.
Yeah.
Um, and so when I talk about the story, for example, tomorrow morning with my colleagues, a lot of people said, "But Seb, why it's only happened to you?" And
Yeah.
I answer them, the right question is, what is not happening to you?
Yeah.
Because you're not talking to people. Are you
Yeah.
talking to people? No, you're just speaking with your friends. You came with your friends, you go back with your friends.
Yeah. It's in a
No,
pocket.
yeah, exactly. It's closed. No,
Yeah.
it's not this way. And Paris, for that, it's a special city. First
Okay.
of all, because there is a lot of bar.
Yeah.
Second, the apartments are very little, so people have to come out just take a drink because it's just like 9 meters square, so it's like really, really little room.
Yeah.
And also because it's only a little bit like, I think, like in LA or New York, it's only people not from Paris.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, 30% of the Parisian inhabitants are from Paris.
Okay.
So that means 70% are not from here. So they
Wow.
came alone, and they just want to meet people.
Yeah.
When you are in another city in France or in US, you have your family, you
Yeah.
born here, grown up here, so you are not open to
Yeah.
meet
You're
other
not.
people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So for that, it's special. Yeah.
No, Sebastian, you're right. I want to touch on that too, man, because you live in Paris now. What was that like? First off, if someone was traveling there, what would you recommend? And then also, I want to hear you talk about the Olympics too, because that was there.
What?
When the Olympics in Paris?
It was last year. Last summer.
Wasn't it? Yeah. So you lived there doing the Olympics, right?
Yeah. I was for 1 week, I think, the second week, because for the Olympics, and it's typically French mind. So I will tell the story. Before the Olympics, everybody said, "Oh, it will be overcrowded, will be traffic jam, will be a lot of people, will be maybe a terrorist thing, maybe attack or something. So we have to leave. We have to leave Paris."
Really?
And yeah, a lot of people feel like that. And I say, really? I think last time the Olympics happened in Paris, it was like 100 years ago. Years ago. So we are lucky to live this kind of event.
Absolutely.
So I say, no, I'm gonna stay. He said, you're gonna stay, but it will be impossible even to move. I said, if it's impossible for me to move, how people can watch the competition? You have to move. We have to move. And will be a lot of policemen. So I think that will be the best Paris I ever seen.
Absolutely.
So I stayed there, and everybody told me, if you go to job, you will take hours and hours to go there. I said, okay. I go to job. Usually it's 15 minutes because I'll be quite close to my job.
Yeah.
I did it in 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
Like was boulevard, nobody, because it was morning, and morning competition didn't start, and so the tourists were not already here.
Yeah.
And all Paris was empty, and it was a lot of policemen everywhere.
Safe.
The city was so safe, so clean, everything was crazy. And I enjoy the competition because all countries are his own like house. That means, for example, the US team rent a big building where you can go and watching the competition with American.
Oh, awesome!
And all country like that. So
was
the French club, the UK club, the UK team, and so on. So I go to the Brazil team where you can watch Brazilian show. You can take their cocktail, and so you discover a lot of culture. And I love this type of things.
Yeah.
And when all the Parisians came back, say, okay, so you stay in Olympics? He said, yeah. So I did that. I said, yeah. How is possible? I said, because you didn't say. It was crazy. Everything was crazy. So yeah, the Olympics was a very good experience, and to see all these people happy, meeting each other, the same topic every time.
Yeah.
And finally found that we are not so different also, because that's a point.
Absolutely.
When you are listening or watching TV, news, and so on, you think, oh, everything is far. We are different. That's not the same thing. I have my topic, my life, my daily things. But finally, when you meet people like us, you realize the problem is the same. And when we have some cliche about the American, and I think you have also.
Can I hear it, Sebastian? I kind of figured, but when I hear it, Sebastian, you're good, man.
Really? You can figure. You don't know what other people think about American. You never heard about something?
I do feel like the French feel a certain kind of way towards Americans. I don't know why, but from my experience, not with you, but from my experiences, I feel like sometimes. But then
okay, the first cliche, and I'm sorry, is not very nice, because French people are not very nice. It's not a cliche. That's true.
Okay.
Now the biggest cliche about Americans for French people.
Yeah.
Because French people, they think they're very intellectual and clever and smart. So the first cliche about America in France is that you are not very open to the world and not very culture.
Yeah. Not cold. Ooh, interesting. I can see.
Yeah.
I can, Sebastian, to a certain extent, I can see that, but it's not everybody.
Yeah, sure. Like a cliche. It's not everybody.
Exactly.
It's just a cliche. But I remember I have another cliche also for the American or for French, because we don't understand.
Yeah.
Why do Americans put sugar everywhere, even in bread? Because bread is very important in France. Why you put fucking sugar in bread? Leave this bread alone.
Yeah. Sebastian, we do put sugar in everything. I don't know why that is, but we really do.
It's not a cliche.
Yeah, no, that's not a cliche. I can tell you firsthand that we do put sugar on a lot of things. But
Hmm.
I didn't know that was a cliche though. That's actually really funny. But you know what I've actually heard, Sebastian, and I don't want to get too far off of it, was I have friends that they've gone over to Europe and stuff, and they said,
Hmm.
Brandon, I've been able to drink all the wine I want to drink. I've been able to eat all the bread I want to eat, and I haven't gained a single pound. Yeah, like yeah. We're here in the States, you can't do that.
Yeah, and that's very interesting to speak about it because we call that the French paradox.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also about it's a little bit with that. It's because of the wine, because like one Elf Studio, something like that, said there is a French paradox between because um, if you are drinking a glass of wine per day,
Mhm.
it's like better for your
Heart.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they call that the French paradox because it's alcohol. So, and usually in France, not now, but in the
Yeah.
past, for my grandparents' time, they were really drinking one glass of
Really?
red wine, yeah, per day, and even at school,
Yeah. Oh wow.
even
At
at
school
school,
too?
yeah, at school, and during also when I was at school, the teachers, because you can see that table, in the
Yeah.
back, the teacher was with a bottle of wine,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's not a cliche, not anymore, not
Yeah.
anymore. And before, like really, really before, so my grandparents' time at school, they can drink. So kids about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old, they can drink a little bit of red wine.
Wine. Wow. Hey, look at that. I mean, you guys turned out all right. So I guess, you're on to something. And then, Sebastian, I want to say, because my mom's in the background over here, so she might say it herself. But my grandma taught French for, I think, Mom, what, 60 years?
60 years, yeah.
Yeah, my grandma taught French
Hello,
for
Mama
60 years.
Rush. She's here. She's here.
Yeah, she's getting ready. Mom Sebastian says hello.
Hi, darling. What time is it? Oh, it's bonjour, bonsoir.
She says bonjour, bonsoir.
Bonjour. Bonjour, bonsoir. Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
C'est in Japanese.
Yeah, Sebastian, I'm
Mm,
also gonna have you on another time too, so where she can talk to you another time too. So I'm gonna
perfect.
have you
With
back.
pleasure. Mm.
And I appreciate you too, even making your time too today, Sebastian.
It's Sunday. I have nothing to do, so no
Oh
problem.
yeah, true. Sebastian, what kind of stuff? What exactly are you allowed to talk about your work a little bit, like what you do over there?
Um, now
You don't
I'm
have to say
like
the company.
it's not the same company I was in Los Angeles, but now I'm working in recruitment business. So I'm
Okay.
like a head hunter. Head
Okay.
hunter is like I'm recruiting people for companies. So it's like management position. So
Oh, nice.
when a company is looking for a next sales director, for example, they ask me, okay, we want that type of people from that type of company, and after I have to find these people. And usually I have to say, I said when I explain my job, I suggest job for people who don't look for a job. So
Yeah.
this is yeah. So it's quite fun because I call people say, okay, who are you? Say, okay, are you interested in this type of position? And no, leave me alone. So okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so can happen. But yeah, I do that for a living. That's very interesting because it's only about interview and
Yeah.
people speaking about themselves. So
Yeah.
it's
Right up
every
your alley.
topic, yeah, like a podcast, like everything. So maybe that's why also I like this type of job
Yeah.
because people speaking about them, and you have very good story and sometimes very bad story
Yeah.
also. And yeah, it's very, very, very good. I appreciate it. It's also international because a lot of foreign company, when they want to open a filiale in France, they're looking for a manager. So I help them, and sometimes also with cliche about France, like, oh, if I open a filiale in France, I will have to give a lot of money to
Yeah.
the social insurance. I have to give for them a lot of holidays and so on. I say, yeah, how many weeks we have in France of holidays? How much you imagine? Usually they said more than
Yeah.
what we have really. So
Okay.
do you know how many holidays weeks holiday we have in France?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know any holidays in France, to be honest with you, Sebastian. But
Tell, tell a number. Tell a number. Tell
you
me.
like 5,
Five.
6?
Yeah, five.
Oh,
That's all.
boom.
Boom, straight. Good answer from Brandon. Brandon, can I ask you a question? Because in the beginning, I have a question.
Yeah.
It's not an American cliche, but now you have a shirt with like a sheriff stars,
Oh yeah.
and you
So
And you have also this one. Do you have a gun on you, Brandon?
Oh no, it's for auditions.
Put this gun down. Put this gun down, Brandon.
Yeah, no, right? Seriously, it's for auditions. So Sebastian, I work on a TV show called 911.
Yeah.
And then this
Wow.
Yeah, this
Los
is that
Angeles
shirt.
Fire Department. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
it's the actual shirt from the TV show. I just do.
That's the real one.
Yeah.
That's the real one.
Yeah.
Can I get one? Can I get one?
Yeah, I'll get you one. I'll get you one.
Thank you.
I've worked on that show since they started. So I guess about 7 years. I'm on episodes a lot because I went the part of a crew.
I saw you. Maybe not on this show, but maybe another one. I saw you on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
I saw you represented on Netflix with a French voice. So you were speaking French on my TV.
Oh no, Mom, you hear this?
Yeah.
Sebastian saw me on Netflix speaking in French. Dude,
I have to record you that part.
Please do.
Do French.
Sebastian,
I will do it.
Dude, that is awesome. It's funny you mentioned that. I've just like you, Sebastian, I love meeting people from around the world just because everyone has a story, and it's good to get cultured that way.
That's true.
Since I haven't traveled abroad and stuff like that. And I've been sent my voice in German before. I've been sent it in Portuguese. And I'm like,
so what did you think? What do you think about this voice? What do you think about your German voice, for example?
It was very harsh, like
German R.
Yeah. But it was still cool to see. Like, it's cool to see and to know that like there's so many people that are so talented that they're translating all that and doing. So I always get a kick out of it, and it makes me feel good too to know that it's in other countries. So Sebastian, that makes you feel good, man. Yeah,
and I remember. I was watching a film, I think, on Netflix, and at the really end, it was not a very good movie. Sorry, but at the end, it was a movie with Jennifer Lopez.
Boy Next Door.
And at the end, she was like going into an emergency vehicle, and I was like, "Fuck, it's Brandon."
Yeah.
So I don't remember. I think maybe I was with my parents, so I don't know. Watching this movie, I said, "This was my roommate." People around me say, "Yeah." But
they didn't believe you.
No, they said
that
guy with Jennifer Lopez was your roommate in LA. I say, "Yeah, no, no way." But can you imagine? We are in France, and all this movie industry are very far away from us. It's like something else. It's like it's never happening. It's like Disneyland. It's like a fairy tale. We can't imagine 3 people this type of movie.
Yeah.
I say, no, I live with this guy and we play rock band half naked with this guy. I say, no way, it's not possible.
Sebastian, that is too funny. Like, that is too funny because like it's crazy. Sometimes people don't believe people like when you tell them something. Also about that, dude, let me tell you, man, I love Jennifer Lopez. I had never been so nervous in my lifetime. She kept trying to talk. I worked with her for like 8 hours. She kept trying to talk to me. I never get stage fright or anything like that, dude. Sebastian, I can't even get a word out because I was so nervous around her. And then when we get into the ambulance on my first take, my pants split. Yeah. My pants split down my butt crack through my crotch area, right in front of Jennifer Lopez, man. If I could turn my ears turn red, but not my face, Sebastian, you could have like, if I could turn red, you would have seen me red as day because I'm like, out of all the times in my life, why in front of Jenny from the block?
Yeah, Jenny from the block.
Yeah.
This is Jenny from the block. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are Jenny from the block.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. And the director saw that your pants was waiting. We have to cut. One guy is pissing on his pants.
Seriously, they only have one pair, Sebastian, so I was in trouble.
Now the experience, you have to wear 2 pants.
Yeah,
minimum 2 pants.
Minimum. You're absolutely right.
With Jenny from the block, 2 pants.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
And then, surprisingly enough, the director of that movie was the director of the first Fast and Furious.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
A guy named Rob Cohen.
Okay.
So, but yeah, man. It was Jenny from the block. That has me cracking up that your parents didn't believe you. Did you at least show on the picture?
On the picture, I think I saw something.
Oh no, I'm saying when your parents didn't believe you that we were roommates.
Yeah. I saw because after I had your Facebook or your Instagram at that time or something like that. I say, look,
Yeah,
look, that's the same
yeah,
guy. Look.
yeah.
So finally, maybe they believe me. And now we are on the podcast, so everything is recording. So, mom, dad, you see, that's true. I was right.
Yeah, Sebastian, you were right, man. Sebastian, man, first off, I just want to say thank you so much today. I want to have you on for a little bit today because I'm going to have you come back on.
Okay.
Because I want my mom to be able to talk to you one of these days too. But Sebastian, man, it's so great to keep in contact with you.
Yeah, it's true.
And then
True. For me too.
And you look great, man. You look great.
you look great too.
trying. I'm happy for you launching. I'm glad that you guys have your podcast because even though I can't understand a word of it, I enjoyed just looking at it. I saw the concept and I'm like, I like this. They're going into bars. They had who was the hero that you had on that one photo? It was some actor.
An actor?
It was. I gotta look back in one of your videos. There was somebody where you guys had a picture of some person. I don't have my other phone with me, but I'll find out what it is. But it was a recent episode. You had a photographer.
Yeah. We tagged somebody that.
It was some celebrity was in this photo. I can't remember who it is because I don't have it right now. Yeah, check it.
I don't think so.
I could have swore it was like you guys went into a bar and the front cover was there was a guy that was on a I don't know what it was some kind of celebrity, but I'll find out about it originally.
Okay. I don't remember, but yeah. And just one thing, I have another podcast because one podcast is not enough, so I have another one now.
Oh yeah, what's the other one?
Next month, another podcast will coming out, and it's about restaurant stuff.
Really?
So like service. Yeah, we talk a lot, about the kitchen. But never about the service, the people. So there are a lot of fun stories to tell about customer backstage, crazy requests they had.
Yeah.
And during my first podcast, I met, a sommelier, a wine steward.
Oh, like from a Somalia? Yeah.
A sommelier, yeah. Very famous in Paris. So I introduced them like a no guy. And now we become friends.
Oh, awesome!
And we launched this podcast, and we are going in a lot of palace in Paris, in a very very good restaurant. And we speak with these people that nobody speak to, just to say, okay, can we have a glass of wine? Can you have this thing? Can you have this thing? But they have a lot of story to tell because kitchen. I understand that there is a lot of TV show about kitchen, cooking, chefs, and so on. But the chef is just speaking with a chicken or with a beef.
Yeah.
But in the restaurant room, they're speaking in front of people. Sometimes there is good behavior, sometimes worse behavior, especially when you go in Paris when there is some kind of celebrity and they ask you crazy things.
Yeah.
So we already record 5 episodes.
Oh, nice.
And and the trailer is coming out next week. So the trailer, I edited it. So you will see with your eyes of an actor. You will see if I'm a good actor or not.
No, I'm sure you are, man. Yeah, you're funny.
And it's called Secret Service.
Secret Service.
Secret Service. That's our
Sebastian,
podcast. The new one. Yeah.
I love that. Like Secret Service. Dude, that's great. Look at you being like a producer, entrepreneur, and like coming up with these great ideas because that's amazing. Like because it's so important, Sebastian. One thing I feel is, and what you're doing is getting the people behind the scenes.
Exactly. And everybody wants to know what is behind the scene.
Yep.
So it's gonna, when you have a steward, I have a very good friend of mine is a steward, for plane.
Yeah.
He has a lot of story to tell. Believe me.
Oh, I bet.
A lot. And every time when he's we are in a dinner or something, and he's here, everybody is focused on him and say, okay, and what happened if something if you have somebody has a heart attack in a plane, do you really ask there is a doctor in the plane? Yeah. Do you there is every time a cop in the plane, and everybody is fascinating by this type of people, so stewards, so people in restaurants, people in palace, actor for sure. A lot of people ask you questions. Also doctor, nurse, and so on. So I'm focusing on that type of things, and especially for this one for the restaurant. And we met a lot of good people. We met one girl just creating its champagne brand alone. Crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. one of the other woman, now she's like a director of a restaurant, but she explained to you how it's hard to be a woman in this world because it's
Yeah.
very tough.
Yeah.
And really, and another one was working for a great chef, very, very famous. And he told us that this chef burned him with an iron just for fun. Yeah, crazy
What?
things like that. Yeah, crazy things like that. Yeah, and some things that they tell me on off, and I can't say, but
Yeah, it's okay.
terrible, terrible, terrible things, really. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And so these two podcasts is just about know people like you are doing with your podcast. So that's a
Yeah.
good idea, I think. And I saw that a lot of people viewing it. I saw
Yeah.
like 5 million on Instagram,
Yeah,
something like that. That's crazy.
5.3.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Do you know that some countries in the world even have 5 million inhabitants? So it's
Oh,
like
wow. I
more
didn't think about
than
that. Yeah.
even more than the country.
Yeah. Wow. I guess you are right about the cliche thing because I was like, I never even thought about that. But
And
yeah.
do you have cliche for about French people?
The only thing I will tell you, the cliche is, I mean, I'm just trying to see how I can say this nicely. It's just the fact that like, it seems like not you, man, because you're not the case, but just kind of asshole-ish, I guess would be the word.
Asshole.
Yeah. But the thing is, as I said, it's a cliche because it's not because I know it's not everybody. Because look at the example of how great of friends we are. Like,
Thank
but
you.
that seems to be the general, and it's like it seems like the French people really don't like Americans. I don't know what that's about, but it just
so because we don't like you, you don't like us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Okay, great.
That's pretty much what it is. That's
Brandon, this is not a cliche. That's your opinion. That's not a cliche.
Yeah, true. Amen. Yeah, seriously.
No,
so
when I moved to LA, the first cliche an American told me, and really that was the first time I heard about it. It told me, why the French don't wash, don't take shower. I said, what?
Yeah.
We are taking shower. He said, really? I said, yeah. Why not? But it was a cliche.
Oh, wow.
And he told me we call that a French shower or something like that. Like it's just a shower with perfume.
Oh, okay. Oh, why do they only use perfume? What?
Yeah. I know. I don't know why. I don't know why. But yeah.
Sebastian, somewhere there's someone laughing. There's a French person laughing somewhere, and there's an American person laughing somewhere at them coming out with these cliches that everybody now believes.
Yeah, exactly. And so you have to come to France. You've never been to France or to Europe.
Sebastian, I've never been to Europe, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
How it's possible.
And here's the craziest part. I have dated girls from, I think, every single country. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. I hate to tell the truth.
I just imagine you, with a map and say to a girl, okay, where are you from? Portugal. Okay, we can go. First time Portugal.
I don't want to say every country, but at least every country in Europe and Israel.
Really?
It's been a lot. And Sydney, Australia. It's been a lot.
It's more than 30 countries.
Yeah, but you know what it is? And actually, I got to say this. And I will say this, especially as a black man, like I get a lot of love from Europeans, a lot. And I hear from my other brothers as well.
Not from American.
What's that?
From American? Being a black guy in America, you don't receive a lot of love.
It's not that so much, Sebastian. I'm trying to figure out how I can explain this. So basically, it's like just because we have discrimination from time to time, that's still a thing that's around. In Europe, I can see it's a different kind of. It's like it's a forward way of thinking. I can say, it seems like there's a bigger forward way of thinking from European girls because the girls I've dated from Europe, like I was told, even my buddy said from Germany. My buddy was stationed in Germany. He's like, Brandon, if you came over here, girls would love you. And like literally, I'm not saying I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything like that, but it's just like I've seen foreign girls have shown me like it's just been more love and respect from foreign girls, and it's something that like it's interesting because I'm like, wait a minute, why are you? And I don't know, it's the craziest thing. But every black guy I talk to, it's the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's black. That's why.
So, but yeah, Sebastian, I know it's a crazy thing to say, but yeah, it's just like I don't know what it is, but it's just I feel like there's just like no discrimination there. It just seems like that.
Yeah, no, it's everywhere, and now more and more and more. we have a lot of this. I don't know in English, but the extreme right.
Oh, really?
That means yeah, more and more. But it's just because people, now it's the economic situation in the world is quite terrible. So
Yeah.
when you are losing money, you think it's because of foreign people and
Yeah, but it's not
Arabic
true.
and blah.
It's not true.
That's everywhere the same. That's
Yeah.
not true for sure. And that's what I said to people feel like that. I said, do you think if now in the street will be no black people,
Yeah.
no Arabic people, do you think you're going to have more money on your bank account? I'm not sure.
Exactly. You're
I'm
right.
not sure. Yeah.
Sebastian, you're right.
That's something.
Yeah.
Really. So, yeah, but maybe we are a little bit more open, but I just can speak about LA because I was in LA.
Yeah.
And after, I don't know if you remember, but 2 years after I came back.
You came back?
I think, for a bachelor party in Las Vegas.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. You were there for a bachelor party.
Oh my God.
Where'd you guys go?
We have 5 hours. We went to LA, after to San Diego, and after to Phoenix.
Oh, wow.
And after Flagstaff. And it was not a good idea. We finished by Las Vegas. So can you imagine 7 guys, 10 days, and you finish by Las Vegas? So that's mean you didn't sleep at all. You drink a lot. Yeah, and was crazy. And we are seven French guys.
Yeah.
And we come back 6, like in the Hangover movie.
Oh yeah.
We lose one guy.
You lost one. You lost Steve.
Yeah.
Doug.
Yeah.
You lost your Doug.
Las Vegas took him.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. It's not a very good story, but yeah, we come back 6. So one less. But about the cliche and the discrimination and so on, and I really saw that in LA. Yeah. First time. I think it's the same in Paris, but especially in LA, because LA is a huge city. We don't have that kind of city in France.
Okay.
Because it's like miles and miles and miles, and it took hours to cross the city. And I remember when I landed to LAX, I took a taxi, and the taxi driver told me, "Is it your first time in US?" I said, "Yeah, first time in LA." So he said, "Okay, so now I'm driving you to Westwood and Bel Air area. It's quite safe and good area." But the taxi driver told me, "But you are traveling alone. You're French. Never go to the south of LA. So Long Beach and especially Compton."
Yeah.
I say, "Okay, I don't know why I will go there, but okay, I take your advice." And so I moved into your accommodation, to your apartment, and was Mac, so the third guy, Mac. And Mac, just the day I think I moved on, he told me, "Do you play PlayStation?" I say, "Yeah." Do you want to buy one with me? I say, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah.
So okay, so you go to this Craigslist website.
Okay, yeah.
And he said, "Okay, I found one, so we can go tomorrow." I said, "Okay, no problem." So we took the cash on the ATM machine and so on. And I remember it was the 4th of July, so the National Day. And so Mark has a car, and we are driving. He was driving, and so 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And I said, "Mark, it's a bit long. Where are we going?" He said, "We're going to the south." I said, "To the south? Where in the south?" He said, "Oh, it's an area in the south." I said, "Can you give me the name of the area?" He said, "Compton." I said, "Compton?"
Yeah.
Wow. I said, "Are you sure Compton?"
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, so it's like I've been in the US for 48 hours and I was already ignoring a piece of advice I would be given. I remember, so that's the difference between where we were living, because where we are living was very nice
Westwood.
area, pool, grass was green, and no raining, no day raining, but grass green. And we came in Campton, and grass yellow, almost no grass, little yards. People, like with a lot of tattoo in the face. People like in this rap music video almost,
Yeah, you're in a bad neighborhood.
Well, like that. Yeah, and we were in this neighborhood, and and we can't find the address. So we can't find. So say, okay, with the GPS, we can't find the address. And so we tried to call the guy. The guy didn't pick it up the phone, and we were, like that, checking, and more we were driving, more people was like, okay, what are doing these two dudes there?
Yeah, they probably thought you were.
Yeah, and almost I think one time they asked us to come, something like that, but we don't. And I remember it is the last day of my life. I saw like in a little yard a horse, like
A
a
what?
proper a horse,
A horse?
a horse. Yeah,
Oh,
like a big horse, a real horse.
really?
Yeah, in a little yard. I say, what the fuck? The guy put a little horse, a big horse in this little yard. So where are we? And usually it's a lot of warnings in your head. You say, okay, go away, go away.
Yeah.
Don't stay here. So finally, the guy picked up the phone and he said, so we say, okay, we can't find your house. We don't know where is it. And we are turning since 30 minutes. He said, do you see a horse in the garden? We say, yeah, this is my house. What? So I said to Mark, okay, for sure, we'll not go there. This guy put a horse in the little yard. So no, in LA. No. So he said, okay, now we're here. We took the cash. So say, yeah, we took the cash. So they know we have a cash with us.
Yeah.
So that's a trap.
Yeah.
And so we entered this little yard. Was people, like sit down in a little inflatable pool.
Yeah. Okay.
A pool. A little inflatable pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say, wow, we are in a mafia movie.
Yeah.
we are in a cash. I was thinking to myself, okay, the guy, I think maybe it's a code like it's not PlayStation, it's cocaine. So,
yeah. Oh yeah.
So we enter, we saw the guy, we go to the room, and Mark was like quite comfortable, like he is every time.
Yeah.
And he tried to negotiate. Say, no, don't negotiate. No. Take the PlayStation and go out. We go away. Take the fucking PlayStation and so on. Go away. So it was my first experience, 38 hours after.
Yeah.
The two really LA, like the north and the south. And it's even if the same city, it's not the same country.
Yeah.
Really. People are not the same, not living the same.
You're right.
So when you say, okay, I live in LA, a lot of people imagine Hollywood Boulevard, stars, and so on. This type of people are really living bad. Really. And that's also, I wanted to see that by my eyes.
Yeah.
So I did it not on purpose for this PlayStation story, but
yeah,
I saw what is also people, like were really looking for something, for a job, for money. And it's not what I saw in LA, like everybody was beautiful and rich and with big cars and everything. So, because when you just move, for example, the American move in Paris, and when they are just staying in this area of Paris, like the tourist area, and I live in this area, I live close to the Champs-Elysees, so I saw them, and they imagine us like, we have a nice car, we have a good apartment, but it's really around Paris and not very far from this center. You have a lot of bad things also happen.
Really?
So, so the discrimination you talk about, it's also about that, about these two worlds.
Yeah, you're right.
Living close, but not in not them, and they don't know each other really.
Yeah,
and each other have his own reality, and they thought, if I was richer or if I was poor, everybody's a little bit scared of each other. And I saw when I was in Campton, when you are not from this area, people are looking at you because you're not from here. Yeah. And the same, for example, in Paris, was the same when in this area there is some people coming from another area. You can see that people are a little bit, try to catch their handbag or something like that. They're a bit scared.
Yeah.
But we can say that it's the same thing in everything around the world. And that was really important to me to see it because everybody was speaking about US, like it's safe. And you can see that it's the same like everywhere.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest cliché also French people have for Americans, it's for example in France, it's a little bit bad to speak about money. Like for example, if you see a nice car, in the street, you say, "Oh, this guy maybe stole money or he get it from his parents or something like that." No, a little bit jealous. Yeah, and in US, French people say, no, but in America, people say, oh, he has a nice car. I want to do the same thing like him to get him.
Yeah.
I said, but I think when I was in US, I speak also with that, and some people say, no, we're also jealous because jealous is a human feeling. It's not an American feeling or French feeling. It's normal.
Yeah.
So and when I told that to my French friends, He said, "Oh, really? We don't think that." I said, "But yeah, but jealousy, jealousy, it's a feeling.
Yeah.
It's not nationality. It's a
Yeah,
feeling."
absolutely. No, you're
So
right.
yeah,
Well, Sebastian, one, I love
I
everything
mean,
you said there, and I did want to say this too because I wasn't bashing about like certain things, but when it comes to in New York and in California, and this is one thing I always loved is that it's a big melting pot. So when it came to like even
yeah.
dating and stuff like that, I never felt, oh hey, this person's looking at me a certain kind of way. That person liked me for me, and I didn't have to worry
Hmm.
about. They were just more open. That's what I love about New York, and that's what I love about New York and New Jersey. In California, those people are so there's like I never saw discrimination. Let me just put it that way. I mean, I'm sure it's
Okay.
out there, but I didn't have that with the people that when I was dating somebody, it wasn't there. I wasn't worried like, oh, I wasn't worried about how I looked. They liked me for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
that
there
makes
was,
sense.
yeah, and so that's one thing I love about with
Hmm.
in New York. Going to New York, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And then going to California too, like I don't
Hmm.
feel that I'm in an area where it's just white or black. And
Yeah.
you have that California and New York, they both in New Jersey, they don't have that there. I never felt that there. I always felt like, hey man, this is so that's one thing I did want to give credit to New York and California, both being a big melting pot of people from around the world.
Yeah. 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 It's true.
So
And yeah, but and I think a lot of people when they go to US just go to New
those two.
York, yeah, California, and maybe Florida,
Yeah.
but that's all. Nobody is going to Minnesota or I don't know
Yeah.
where. I don't even know where is it,
Yeah.
Minnesota or Iowa or that kind of things. We
Yeah.
are just interested in this kind of states for the election of the president. When
Yeah.
we saw it's red or blue, but it's blue on the border and it's
Yeah,
red
it
in the
is.
middle.
Yeah.
That's what we saw. But sometimes say yeah, and say okay, but I don't know where is Iowa. And some people say, can you imagine Iowa? It's 10 times bigger than France. I say, wow,
Yeah.
really? So that's a huge thing. So yeah, and you have a very very large country.
Yeah.
So for sure, for us, your country is like a continent,
Wow.
and for you guys, our country, France is like a region of Europe because it's so little.
Yeah.
And well, I remember one guy asked me when I was in a bar in LA. One guy asked me the question, "Do you know everybody in France?" I said, what? He said, "Do you know everybody, all the people in France?" I said, "We are 68 million. I don't know 68
Yeah.
million people."
Yeah.
He
Seriously.
said, "Really? You are 68 million, this little part?" I said, "Yeah, it's quite, yeah." It's just a part of the New Jersey for you, but
Yeah.
for us, it's a country.
Yeah.
So
Man.
but I imagine it's normal. And a lot of people doesn't understand in Europe. I mean, don't understand the UK system or the American system. So it's not about um, judging each other.
Yeah.
Because some people told me, like I told you, Americans doesn't know how to put on a map France and so on. They don't know how to put them own states, the 50 states, they don't know how.
Yeah.
I say, and I told them, we have 22 regions in France. Can
Yeah.
you put on the map this one?
Ooh.
And the French guy said, no. I said, so there are
Yeah.
50 states, we have 22 regions. You can't find. So it is your own country. So why you ask them that? We don't
Yeah.
care. We don't care.
So,
So yeah, that's finally, and that's what I wanted to say.
yeah.
There is no difference between finally American and French,
Yeah.
and the French system and the American system are quite different on some details, but it's really details.
Yeah.
For a lot of European people, especially for French, there is the American dream, really.
Yeah.
Like we can go there and everything is possible and we can become rich and so on. And when I can, so I had this idea also, and I wanted to see it by myself.
Yeah.
And I realized that no, for sure, no,
Yeah.
no. And I remember one time, first of all, because if it was true, all the world we live in the US, because if it's easy to make money somewhere,
Yeah.
you go in this place.
Yeah.
Also, I remember one guy I met in LA. We are speaking about the system and also this American dream. And so I said, people, can get money in France with business and also with a doctor or something. And that guy told me, how much is it to study, like to be a doctor, to study?
Yeah.
How much does it cost? I said, it's for free. He said, for free. So you can
Wow.
become a
Wait,
doctor
I mean,
for
what?
free.
Yeah.
He said, you can become a doctor for free. I said,
Yeah.
yeah. He said, why you not a doctor?
Yeah. Exactly.
I said because here in US it's almost $300,000 for all
Yes,
the things.
it's a racket.
So I said, wow. I said, and he told me, but uh, how it's possible to make it for free?
Yeah,
I said, I don't know, because really I grew up in this country, in this system. So for me, there is no question.
yeah.
The health studies for you have to pay. And after I was talking with him, and I said, maybe because if you need $300,000 to become a doctor, maybe in 20 years, we'll be no doctor because nobody can pay this money.
Oh yeah.
So that can
Ooh.
be a problem. So maybe that can be a problem. So maybe the French said, okay, be a doctor, because if we have a doctor, we're going to die.
Yeah.
So I think so.
Sebastian,
That's
you're
why.
right.
I think so. I don't know.
No, you are.
I have to ask the French president. He's living like a few blocks from my house. I have to ask the French president why is this so?
Yeah.
But I think
Wait,
so. I think that's why.
He doesn't really, does he?
I don't know. I don't know him personally, but he's living like, I don't know, 1 kilometer. I know, 1 mile.
Yeah,
1.5 miles.
Yeah.
Your system is. I can't
I've heard
understand
that
this miles, this inch, feet.
Yeah.
It's like you have part of the body where you can measure things. That's crazy. So yeah, I think 2 miles from here is living.
Okay. Wow. Well, good job of getting that down. But dude, man, it's.
I hope I will become the French president. So I just have to move my stuff very close.
I hope so too, so I can come visit. I'll be your international ambassador.
You're gonna be my ambassador.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Sebastian, whenever I'm supposed to go to Europe hopefully go to Europe this summer, I'm gonna have to come to France and definitely gonna have to see you, man.
I hope so.
Absolutely.
I hope so. Really. You have to. We will go everywhere. I will show you Paris, and I will plan your trip if you need some advice. But really be open, and people are friendly, especially in Paris. Everybody speak. A lot of people speak English. And I just saw, I think, a statistic like in Paris, people live in Paris. I think it's 20% don't speak French.
Really? Wow, how's that possible?
Because we have a lot of international company, and they moved, and so in the classroom of my son, which 5 years old, I think there is 5 or 6 nationality. There is American.
Oh wow.
I think there is maybe Japanese and something like that. So, and we are used to it because in this part of Paris, there's a lot of people living. So when you will come with your mom, I think.
Either if not mom, if not my mom, probably another friend, but hopefully with mom. Hopefully because she wants to come too.
Hopefully, and because I remember your mom, she was very kind and nice, and I remember she visited us. I think for 1 or 2 weeks. I remember the day before. I remember when we washed all the apartment. We washed everything. From down to top, we watched everything. We were with Mark, who I think was crazy. And I remember your mom, and I saw your mom on the video on your podcast. But she looks younger than 60 years ago.
Yeah,
so
right?
How is possible?
Yo, black don't crack, Sebastian. Black don't crack.
Wow, black don't crack. European love blacks. What can I have nothing to do now.
It's crazy, Sebastian. One thing I'll say is like we were talking about. Someone asked my mom. We had people from Brazil on, 2 girls from Brazil.
I saw.
Daniela and Yasmin, and they're like, "Man, you look so young to be a son." And I told them, Sebastian, from the time I was born, my dad passed unfortunately a couple of years ago.
I saw.
But they both look the same, Sebastian, since I was a kid. The only difference is they either gained weight now.
Really?
But they look the exact same.
I know. To me, she looks younger now than before.
Yeah. It's
now she looks like this Mary J. Blige.
She
looks at her a lot. And I just see the screenshot of you on YouTube. I say, what the fuck, Brandon is with Mary J. Blige on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
It was your mom.
Well, I did work on the same TV show as her called Power.
But I didn't Power.
Yeah, Power Book 2, Ghost.
Okay.
The one that she was in, I was in too, but I wasn't in her scenes. So.
Okay.
But it was cool though. But look, Sebastian, man, brother, I love you. It's so good to see you.
Me too.
I'm gonna have one of these. I'm just gonna do the time whenever mom can get up one of these mornings. I will have her come on so she'll have a lot of questions too, man. But Sebastian, I'll have this back to you. I'll have this back to you today.
Okay. Today?
So, I'll have the YouTube back to you. and I have the podcast station back to you. I won't have the Instagram part because that takes longer, but the YouTube I'll have back to you, and then I have the podcast station back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I move fast, buddy.
Okay. I saw that.
Yeah, man.
Great. It was a pleasure to see you. Hope to see you also
too,
on summer in France.
Yeah.
And discover everything. And maybe later on other episode in the podcast. And if you come to France, you will be my guest.
Heck yeah.
On my podcast. In a bar.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I gotta walk in like I randomly walk into the bar, Sebastian. And then
you will be exactly. We play it. You're an actor, you know how to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Sebastian, take care. Best of luck to you and your son, man. And that's it. I'll hit you up soon.
Thank you for your invitation.
Of course.
Thanks. It was a pleasure. It was a very, very nice moment. And hope we have more in the future together.
All right. Well, yeah, absolutely, Sebastian. And au revoir, right?
Au revoir. Goodbye. Yeah. Au revoir. Perfect.
Absolutely,
Brother. Thank
man.
you.
Take care, Sebastian. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
You too.
See you.
Absolutely.
See you. Bye-bye.
See here.